Okay, today I want to teach you guys how to copy and paste pictures from the internet into a document. That part a lot of you might know how to do, but then how to move the pictures around on the document, that's really important to learn because when you do copy and paste a picture into a document, it just likes to be stuck there and is extremely difficult to move it to the part of the document you want. And then our second objective today is how to add a page color and page border to a document. So let's begin. We'll download Graphics One from Canvas. And after you download it, it's going to look like this, and you can't really work on it until you click this, Enable Editing. So now you're able to edit and you're able to click on it. Okay, so this side-by-side view, in case you don't remember or weren't here when we learned, sometimes you want the two pages in the document side by side so you can see the instructions, for example, and see the page you're designing without having to scroll back and forth. So what you do is here in the View tab, it's typically on one page like this, and the default is 100% of the size. It's like this. And so you'd be doing a lot of scrolling down, designing, scrolling down to see the next instruction, and so on. So if we go to view and we put it on multiple pages to show multiple pages at a time, then we can do it side by side. All right, so, oops, and if you go too far, it will probably just put it on one page if you zoom in too far. So 100% is where I recommend. All right, so you will have to do each instruction. I may skip over some that I think you all know how to do. If I skip something that you don't know how to do, be sure to ask. But you'll fill out your page header, okay? You'll pick a page color. So after each thing that it says to do, it has in parentheses where you go to find the tool for that. So for page color, you go up to your design tab, and then over here in the page background group of tools, we want to choose page color. And you may choose whatever color you want. Okay, and then again in the design tab, we're going to go to this page background group again, and that's where we're going to get our page border to do step 3. Now in page borders, there's line borders. Let me put white on it so you can actually see on top of my navy blue. So well, I guess I shouldn't do that yet because then we can't really see the styles. So there's dotted lines, double lines and triple lines, squiggly lines, that kind of thing. So if I were to choose one of these, then I would want to do a color that will show up and click OK. And there I have a border. Now let me just jump back up to page borders and show you that you can change how skinny or heavy the line is. The smaller number is skinnier. Okay, so your border is thinner. Or I want to be sure to mention the art borders. A lot of people like the art borders because they're more visual and fun. So you can go through here and find one you like if you'd prefer. And sometimes you can change the color on the art borders and sometimes you cannot. It depends which one you choose. Okay, I like it. Oh, and by the way, this was an accident. I had a picture on here just to try out some options with picture editing, and I forgot to delete it before I uploaded the file. So go ahead and delete it. All I did was click on it so the buttons are showing, and then press delete or backspace on my keyboard. Okay, and just one quick thing while we're talking about it. Part of our header is hidden now because of this thick border. So if you double click to get inside your header, then you can just enter down a little bit so your page header doesn't get cut off. Okay, so the other thing we were going to learn, page color, page borders, and then copying and pasting pictures from the internet. So what I want to do is get 6 or more pictures from the internet of things that I like, my hobbies, my interests, um, anything, your favorite brands, your favorite stores, your favorite people, just things that you like. And then, so at least 6, and put them on this first page. So this is the page you're going to design. You could go ahead and delete the text box. Click on it so the buttons appear so that we know it's selected, and then the delete button on your keyboard. Okay, let me just copy and paste one picture as an example so you get the idea of how to do this. So maybe you play the saxophone. Maybe you want to put that on your page. So go to Images, and maybe I want more of a clip art or cartoon looking picture. Depends what you want. I'll do this one. I'll left click on it and then right click. Notice I left clicked it to get it to appear bigger, to open up bigger. Oh, I think it was this one. The bigger it opens before you copy it, the higher resolution, the clearer it's going to look on your page. So then once it's big, you right click and copy your image, and then you'll go over to your document and you'll right click and you'll paste. Now you can look at these two options to see which one shows your picture. If they both show your picture, then it doesn't matter which clipboard you choose. Okay. And then to get the picture to go smaller, you always drag from a corner. If you drag from a side, you like end up squishing it. If you do a side button, you make it too skinny, too fat, too squashed, or too long. So let me just Control Z, undo, 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 and then I went too far. Control Y to redo. But yeah, if I grab a corner, then it'll keep my proportions. All right, so there I have a saxophone. Then I'm going to get 5 other pictures. But to get this to move where you want, especially after you get more than one picture on here, they may all clump together in one spot. So you want to right click the picture, find this option called wrap text, and then I would choose this one called tight. This is the one that allows you to move it with the most freedom to where you want. So let's just choose tight on all of them. All right, after you get 6 pictures, another thing it's going to ask is that you put a different style on each picture. And the way you do that is select your picture so that this Picture Tools tab will pop up. And then you click on Format. And then right here we have this big group of tools called Picture Styles. We're going to go up here in this bottom arrow, the More button, to see all of them. And as I hover across them, you can see the cool little style it adds to the picture. So it gives it a 3D effect sometimes, or a shadow, or a shape, or a frame. But yeah, each thing that you find, each picture that you find on the internet to put over here, you need to put some sort of style on it. Okay, and then the last thing, this wasn't one of the learning objectives, but we might as well go over it since it's a requirement to do the word art. So to put in a word art with your name on, you're going to do Insert, and then you're going to come over here to the text group, click Word Art, and choose any one of these you want. And don't worry what color it is, that can easily be changed. So you're supposed to write your first and last name. Oops, E-L-Y. And then it's kind of like a picture. It's fairly pretty stuck. It's not really moving where I want it to go. So if I right click and I go down, oh, it doesn't have a wrap text option when I right click. So what I actually have to do on Word Art is I have to go up to the toolbar and choose this little tool called wrap text. After I choose that, then I want the option that says tight, because that's the one that lets me move it wherever I want. Okay, so after I have that, if I want to change the color, up here in the Word Art tools, it's Shape Fill. And part of it might be Shape Outline too, if your letters are outlined. So inside Shape Fill, what I like to do is come down to gradient. All I'm trying to do is get to all the options. If I go to gradient and more options, then I can see what was used on this picture. And in fact, this time I don't think it's a gradient, so I'm going to show one other thing, and that is in 3D effects. I believe we're down here in 3D color. There we go. So the 3D color is changing the 3D part of it, right? So purple or red or whatever. And then if I wanted to change the letters of Tiffany, then it's in shape fill. I'm filling up the shape of the letters with a certain color. Okay, so either check shape fill or shadow effects or 3D effects. Totally depends what you have going on your word art. Okay, but anyway, that is how you do word art. And then it can be moved to wherever you want. And then you're just going to do one more word art that has your birth date in it. So you'll go to the Insert tab and you'll come over here and you will click on word art again. And this time you'll do your birthday. So maybe you're going to do this one. It's totally up to you. February 21st. If you want to change the font, you've got these font names up here that you can change them to. Let's see what elephant looks like. That'll work. Okay, and then right click. Oops, I lied. I forget. For word art, it's not right click. It's up here. Wrap text. Tight is the one that lets you get it as close as possible to any position you want. And then if you wanted to change this, it looks like it's a gradient. A gradient means more than one color. So if I go up into shape fill and down to gradient this time, let's skip all of these. I mean, you can definitely use these if you want to, but let's go down to more gradients. Aha, see, inside the gradient tab, we can see what colors they've used. They've used a preset called rainbow. So you could change it to parchment or peacock. You could change the direction of the colors. There's so much you can do. All right, so have fun with that. Design a cool looking page that has your name, your birth date, and at least 6, but more if you want, pictures of things that you like. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.